unique week. Every week is unique. Every week is special. But sometimes there's a theme that's the theme of the week. And the theme of this week in the Torah and everything, the current events of what we were living through and the dates of the Torah is all emunah b'Hashem, real clear emunah. First of all, everybody knows. Everybody said Parshas Hamon this week, right? Or everybody wanted to say, or planned to say, or got in their email. Thousands of.
It's in the Parsha. It's in this week's Parsha.
Yeah.
So in the Parsha, you're going to say it.
I wanted the
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to read it.
You want to do Parsha.
That's already the Ratzon is there.
In the Parshas Hamon, everybody knows the famous words that Klal Yisrael was zoichet to the most awesomest food in the world, and the pasuk tells us, "V'yir b'nei Yisrael v'yomer ish alachiv." Everybody's like, "What in the world is this? What's going on here?" Manu, kilo yada mau. What does that mean? The English translation. This is the food that Hashem. Oh, one second. What is this? The children saw. They said to one another, "Manu, it's food." For they did not know what it was. Kilo yada mau. Manhu, they called it. Food. What's manhu?
Money.
Manhu is amuna. Manhu is amuna. Right? Amazing. Manhu, they all turn to each other and says the Torah. They're like, what is this stuff? And they're all like, this is amuna. This is the Eibishter. This is amuna. Whatever this is just amuna. And because they didn't know what it was, what else could it be? And the Moshe says, that's right, it's the bread that Hashem gave you to eat. And this is such an important theme, Rabbi Yisrael. Anybody that's still going to say the Parshas Hamon, when you get to these words, it's also very interesting what the Torah says. It's not like, B'yir b'nei Yisrael, and all of Klal Yisrael saw. That's not what they said. They said everyone saw. They saw this white snowflake kind of thing that fell down, and they all saw it. And right there, they could have said, the Torah could have said, "Le'yadu mau," and they said, "Manu must be food." That's what the Torah said. B'nei Yisrael, everybody saw it, and everybody asked each other. Now, ish alachiv means that one said to one another. That means that all of us. Everybody said, you probably, by the time the guy came over to you, the big news, like you saw, like it was already, I had this conversation, but everybody said to one another. What was everybody saying to one another? That it's food. Well, I tasted it already. I saw it's food. And boy said, this is the most awesome story in the world. Because we have to constantly be telling each other, one another, the whole entire time. You know what this is? I heard this a million times. No, but again, you know what this is? Emunah! You're going through something, you're not sure what's going on. We have no idea. We have no idea what's going on. Tell your friend, don't be your friend. Chazak, my friend, Emunah. And then let him spread it, keep on going around. We already know everybody had times to tell us. We all saw it. Because this is the Nakuda that a Yid has to know. You have to have Emunah and Emunah and Emunah and Emunah the whole time. Person has to be consistent in chazering over. We all know that it says in the pasuk until we say in Halul, "Hamanti ki adaber." Right? Chazal, the Chassidus is right. Hamanti, I will have emunah ki adaber, because we keep on speaking about it. The more a person chazes over, talks more about the amazing miracles that the Eibishter keeps on doing for us. And that's the theme of this week's parsha. It's a continuation that started last week. Right, with going out of Mitzrayim, it was Oichem. But this week we come to the highest level of it all. We come to the Maimed of Kriyas Yamsuf. Now forget about that. All our enemies went down forever. Right? It says that the Sar of Pari was drowned, the Sar of Mitzrayim was drowned, and we got rid of those Egyptians. All the sign of Klal Yisrael, all our enemies should be drowned out forever. With all their ministers and all the Sarim. Amen. So there's another Nakud over here, and that is what Klal Yisrael was able to see. Chazal tell us, Mashaloi ro Yecheskel ben Buzi. Well, we don't know what Yecheskel saw, but the Navi does tell us that he saw the craziest. Yecheskel, what he saw, he was able to such a Ruach HaKodesh, such a Nevuah, Kiviyach, like the whole heavens just opened up for him. And he was able to see, like, oh my gosh, this is serious, this world. This is a whole plumbing system, there's Eilumis, there's worlds, there's things, there's the Kudas, there's all the wording that he uses over there, all the Kabbalistic, the whole Kabbalah comes from all, everything that he saw, he was able to see, Cheskel Mabuzi. It says, Klal Yisrael saw more than he saw. More than he saw, that means we came to clarity in this week's Parsha. This week's Parsha, anybody that had any doubt left in anything, they're like, whoa, I saw that. No, this is real. Hashem is real. Hashem is truly everywhere. This is the real thing. The Eibishter's Meloich al Kol Haaretz Michveidecha V'Nas al Kol Haaretz Michveidecha was so clear. So clear that this week's Parsha, I was in a taxi, I think yesterday, I remember, and the guy's talking to me, and he lives in a Tivot. I'm like, what? You're driving a taxi in Yerushalayim, you live in a Tivot? I found it funny. So he says, yeah, he has a job every morning and every afternoon. He takes a blind child to school in Yerushalayim. So therefore, his whole rest of the day, in the afternoon until she's finished school, he works in Yerushalayim. And he started talking. So I said, so I asked him, I said, wow, so where were you that crazy night that happened a couple of months ago? So he says, as you know, in the Tivot was crazy miracles. And then this guy didn't look religious at all, but obviously he was so religious, he was so holy, he was such a man. And he tells me, he says, anybody that lives where we lived, that we saw miracles, that we lived it, we saw it, we breathed it, it was right there. We saw Hashem. You just thought, we saw Hashem is here. And he said, anybody that's going to say something else, how blind are they? He says, I know anybody, whoever, only if you weren't here, you only heard about it. If you were here, you lived, you saw Hashem. That's what he told me today. This guy, no keeper, bald as anything, you know what I mean? Just, he's like, well, he was talking like the biggest mime. He was talking, Mamish, like giving over the biggest Amunah class. And I was so inspired. I said, thank you. I didn't tell him thank you. I said to him, thank you too. But in my mind, I was like, thank you to Hashem. Because that's this week's Parsha. What did he see? He saw Kriya Samson. He saw Mashloi Roy Cheskel Mabuzi. Maybe he saw something. Right, a person, Mamish, was living over there, crazy, and he's all around. And he told me that he lived also. He grew up in one of those kibbutzim. Like Mamish was in the thing, and he clearly saw Hashem. That's this week's Parsha. This week's Parsha, because that's what happened in Klal Yisrael. Because that's what happened in Klal Yisrael as the nation this week. That means that there's an or, a huge light of emes and amunah that comes down to the world. That every Yid could fix and be masakin his amunah this week. And boys say, let's all work on it. Let's be makabel, this big heart that's coming down this whole week in Frat Shabbos. To be masakin, to correct, and to mamish be makabel amunah and betachan the Eibishter at the highest levels. Most important, everybody, read Garden of Amunah, read Shar Amunah, betachan, start reading and living the essence of the emes, and talk about Amunah. The Yoru Mishalach, Manu, everything that's going around, and Befrat, it's, you know where it's easier? It sounds funny, not where everything is going good. In the hardships, it's easier to discuss it. To big in the soil, when everything is going good, to remember that it's the Eibishter, that's the famous word that they all say. The pasuk tells us, David Melech says in Tehillim and Halav Vayter, another pasuk, that Hameitz Karosika, when things are narrow, we cry out to Hashem. Or B'merchav, when things are going good, it's the Eibishter, it's the same Eibishter. The same Eibishter runs the world when he puts us into narrow positions and when he puts it into broad and everything is going good. But Tzaddikim used to say Yitaich. People, the way they work is when things are not going good, all of a sudden they're like Karasi, Ben Hameitzer Ka. Right? Then Hameitzer Karasi Ka, all of a sudden like, what do I need to? So they can be yochel, it's not how it works, but they said a word back, and the Eibishter says, Uba Merchav, when everything was going beautiful for you, where was your car then? Forgot about me, huh? Because Mutza'i says it's a big in the soil to remember that David is running the show and you're driving your Lamborghini, or actually your driver is driving your Lamborghini. You know what I mean? It's a different matter. But when all of a sudden you're in the foxhole, you're like, I need your help, right? Mamish. But the Nekuda is, this week's Parsha gives us that opportunity to mamish, infuse ourselves with the recognition that the Eibishter is Maloi Chol Haaretz Kevoidoi, that the Eibishter is with us at every moment. Klal Yisrael, what happened? They came, we think it's like, we know it as a kindergarten story, like we came in front of the sea, right? When I used to go to American Pesach, here it's hard to do because unless you go Ashdod, Erev Shvi Shal Pesach, but it's very hard. You live in Yerushalayim, it's such a short day, there's so much to do. But when I used to be in New York for Pesach, so I used to take my kids to the by the boardwalk either on Coney Island, where you can mamish walk by the water. And I said, mamish, I used to take them all, and I used to Erev Shvi Shal Pesach. And I tell my kids every year we had this finish. That was the Chalamoy trip to go over there, to go to the water. And they said, okay, let's go in the water. And my kids are like, are you crazy? Like, well, at first it was cold sometimes still over there, basic time. I'm like, what do you mean? There's this expansion. They was just set to go. And you look and you see miles just of water and boats, right? And I say, listen, imagine that's what Klal Yisrael came to. Klal Yisrael, they look on their ways. They're like, okay, keep going straight. And they're like, okay, you banging the machine on the table and reconnect. I can't. It just don't work. Right? He's like, no. This is it. Just keep on going straight. And I was like, well, it must be a mistake. You meant maybe backwards. No, they look backwards. Who's after them? The whole Egyptian army, bigger and mightier, it says, than ever. It says, we kavda. They're like, this time we're going to get you guys. Last time we let you slip through our hands. They came so fierceful. They came with such anger, such warfare. The guys are like, whoop, can't go that way. And like, mamish, right? Think about how many times we're in that position. We could be in that position, not in that same position, mamish, but in our lives, there's so many things we're not sure what to do. There's only one answer. What Klal Yisrael do? They scream out to the Eibishter, Rebbeinu Shloim, and they gave such a tzaka. The Eibishter said, "Man, titzik alai." What do you guys scream? I told you, get into that water and cross that sea. Yeah, and all right. Nachshon, Shev Binyamin, a couple of Eden, they jumped in and they just kept on going, and they were still getting wet. Their shoes got wet, their pants got wet, their jackets got wet, their beards got wet, their chins got wet. Up it says until they just kept on going. This is David to say. He makes no mistakes. They got to their afternoon, so boom, the biggest, most amazing miracles happen ever for Klal Yisrael, right? Because we have to chazer ourselves over in every moment, as we're going to read it in the parsha. We have to live it. We have to mamish imagine that everything that's going through, we have to remember it's all the Eibishter. We have to remember it's the mamish, the most important thing. And then, by the way, who's always the troublemaker? Listen to this. This is a mamish geschmack word. At the end, after Klal Yisrael sees the highest, most amazing miracles, they cross the sea, they get water, they get man, they get everything. Who shows up? Amalek. What a jerk. Amalek. He wants to ruin everything. He wants to bring us down forever. We're still in the midst of bringing him down. But his own people, Amalek is a real first. It's both. It's a people, and some of these people are inside of us. We got the chelik of Amalek. We got to knock him out. Yeah, he tries to make Rifki Yadayim, tries to bring us down. It's a whole discussion itself. Every pasuk in this parsha is years and forever, infinite time. But I want to just say one thing, right? A lot of times a person finally reached that level. You finally were mechazik yourself, as the Yitzhahara comes, Amalek comes right afterwards and brings us down to the lowest. He tries at least. It's a big nisayon. A person finally, you saw the most awesomest miracles. What is the chances that Amalek is going to come and bring us down? But first of all, one of the inyanim that Amalek has is that he's so confident and he comes so clearly. And confident a lot of times, that guy seems to be so mighty and so strong. We have to remember that time again. We have bitla and achna. Nothing makes a difference to us besides the Eibishter. But I want to tell you over here something very special. And then we're going to sing more songs. Moshe Rabbeinu tells Yeshua, gather together a bunch of men. These have to be big tzaddikim. Yiborim, Rashi says, v'yirei their merits are going to protect them. They're going to help them. Okay, big people that do bigger kishuf than everybody else in order to be mavakel their kishuf. It's another pshat because Amalekim were big magicians. And then it says, "V'tzei, go out, hilochem b'Amalek, and fight Amalek." So I thought of something. V'tzei, tzei is a big word. Tzei is a small word. It's only really 2 letters. But 91 is the Eibishter's name of Hayad. But what else is that? What does it say? We just said today. When Esasker is all into it. And what does it say in the Mishnah about Tu B'Shvat? It says Rosh Hashanah Le'ilon. It doesn't say Ilanos. It's a mistake. In the society, it's Chag Ilanot. It doesn't say that in the Mishnah. Mishnah says one tree. What the tree is, when Esasker says it's the Esrog tree. The tree, another pshat is that this is the whole, what he builds in Tu B'Av, the whole Indian of the Elon, is the Yichud of Kuchvit L'Shchinte. The Elon we're talking about is the Elon of the Havaya Adna. Havaya Adna. The 91 equals the 26, but the Shem of the Adna, the way you read Hashem's name, the way you say Hashem's name. What's the Nekuda? Tu B'Shvat is all about being Mamlich the Eibishter. Tu B'Shvat is all about being Mamlich the Eibishter. Elon. Rosh Hashanah Leilon, it's again at a time of Shovavim, such love. The Eibush gives us so much opportunity to get close to Him, to be mechazik ourselves, to get close to Him, and do tshuva, and learn Torah, and accept on ourselves the yoke of heaven for real, with simcha. And it's the name of Rosh Hashanah Leilon. Well, not to get lost into what I wanted to bring out, but I spoke of last night at the best at length, that really we know it's Rosh Hashanah for us as well. The difference is the first Rosh Hashanah, it's more blatant that it's for us, even though the trees are also involved in that Gezeris and everything that's being written, because we said this is a halachic date for the halach of when it's permitted to eat, but this Rosh Hashanah of Tu B'Shvat is also for us. But why do we blame everything on the tree? When Eisascha says, very, very important, Shem Shlomo, all the big tzaddikim, that the way we're supposed to really ask if there's something missing down here, we have to think, maybe the Shekhinah is saying something, maybe, the way Gamliel one time said, he cried on a Erev Tisha B'Av Shmuz. He's like, people come here all day, they ask me for shidduchim, they ask me for children, they ask me for houses. He says, did anybody ever think once that the Eibishter needs a shidduch, he's missing his zivuk? The Eibishter needs his children back, they're not around. The Eibishter needs a house, it's based on English, right? What's in the Nikuda? The Nikuda is a person who has to remember, of course, the Eibishter, that Kol Yachol, can make anything happen. But sometimes if there's a shefa that's missing in our lives, so maybe it's because it got diminished through sins or through whatever up in the Shekhinah. So therefore, when I ask Hashem, whatever Yeshua I need, a bunch of them, I mean that you should have that up there too. If you have it, then I'll have it, because that the Eibush is a mashpi. He wants it to be good. You know, if Tati's got the shefa, then he'll give it to his children. So we always have to remember as well to include. So therefore, Rosh Hashanah Elon is a time, maybe the first Rosh Hashanah I just meant myself. I forgot to think about the Eibush. Rosh Hashanah Elon is like, it's been a couple of months since Rosh Hashanah. I still need my Yeshua. So now I get to ask it again, but the bunch of Rosh Hashanah Elon. This time, a bunch of I really mean it. We need Bula. We need whatever you're missing up there and the Shirish, let's make it happen. And Mamela will be Zoicha as well, that it should happen by us. Okay. So I said like this, Mutza'i Lochim, also this week's Parsha is Tu B'Shvat, and we always read that the week of Shabbos Shira, which is Parshas B'Shalach. So how do I find Amalek? Amalek comes and Amalek mamish rusties us up. He makes us so shvach, rifin yadayim, have no koyach. What's his Indian? He makes us shvach. Excuses for everything. That's Amalek. Amalek is the biggest excuse maker. Right? He's got the best excuses. He's rifin yadayim. He's refidim. Amalek makes us fight and refidim. He makes us weak. What? You can't fight the Yitzhahara. That's for tzaddikim. Yeah, Hashem doesn't even need you to fight the Yitzhahara. He comes with all these tires. By the way, he's the biggest Rosh Hashiva. He comes with the biggest papulim, with the biggest chedushim. It's like, wow, how did you get to that? But he does. He pulls it off. And Mamash passes us from like the whole mitzvah. No Paisik passes like him. You're like, you should be my Paisik. I don't have to keep Shabbos. I have to put on film. I can do any of it I want. And you're being matter. It's like, whoa, how'd you get to that? He's always making excuses because you can't do that. He's full of baloney, macaroni, this Amalek guy. He's always making excuses for us. You're drifting your diet. So how do I fight him? Mutza'i Lochim. Yeshua says, Moshe tells Yeshua, take Tu B'Shvat, which is Elon, Rosh Hashanah Leilon, which is the gematria of Tzadik Aleph, and go with Tu B'Shvat and fight Amalek. Tu B'Shvat is the rejuvenation. You hear this? Child, you gotta love this word. Mutza'i Lochim. Not just go out and fight. Take Tu B'Shvat and Elochem, make the fight. What's because say Tzadik Aleph is the same gematria as Elon. Rosh Hashanah Leilon. What does Rosh Hashanah teach me? Rosh Hashanah Leilon teaches me that on the outside, if I tell you, by the way, it's 2 years for the tree, they're rejuvenating. Look at that tree. Well, these guys are going bald. He's still losing his, he's still losing all his leaves and everything. But deep on the inside, I mean, we don't see, our eyes don't see. Only Eibush sees. Deep on the inside of this tree, he's being reborn and reborn again. There's a whole new chiyas. And the Gemara Yerushalmi says that what's the Indian of Tu B'Shvat? That we're done with the old rain. Up until now, the tree was standing from the old rain. From today, all the new rain that has been, gathered together and the shirish of the truths are rejuvenating. This is brand new. It's not like an old thing rehappening, brand new, reborn again. And Be'ez Hashem, you're going to see, give me time. I can't just, all of a sudden give out fruits. A person decides he's doing tshuva. All of a sudden, I'm about my fist. No, give it time. Give me a little time. You'll see. But the inside, I'm burning for the Eibishter. Say Lachem. The Yitzhara, Amalek comes merfidim. You can't do this. You're a weakling. It's not even for you. It's mutter. I'll bring you every paisik. You don't have to do any mitzvahs. Oh, you're right. No! Mutzayi, Rachel, you're wrong. Maybe you thought I was like that, but you don't know. Look inside of me deep. You know what's burning within me? I'm as strong as ever. I'm burning a renewal that you've never seen yet. It's chachas. All your term of bupkis, maloni, macaroni. I'm burning for the Eibishter. I'm here to fight you, Yitzhak. Let's go. Come on. In your face. Say lochem. I have Tu B'Shvat with me. Rejuvenated. Give me time. You'll see it. I got to work it out. Show him the Heilige. The Ledliker says, he says, you know what the beauty of Shovim is? Shovim is higher than Yom Kippur. Why? Yom Kippur is one day, fine. So you gave me a series to make tshuva from. Sorry, you gave me I was busy, I was working. I had fire Rosh Hashanah, I got serious a little bit, and it's over Yom Kippur, I got to build my sukkah. You know what I had to fix? I got a big package I got to fix. I didn't have time, I was fasting. So David says, Shovim, got a whole bunch of 6 weeks. This week you even have some more. You got time. Shovim is high because it's the Hashlama of Yom Kippur. I promised you in Yom Kippur I'm going to be a good year. I just didn't get around. Shovim is a new time. I got 6 weeks of Yom Kippur to work it all out through the Heilige Parshas that the Torah is teaching us Emunah and teaching us that the Eibishter is boss. And I'm working on myself. And the Eibishter sees it. The Eibishter says, wow, you're right. You are good. You know, you're the best year. The Mamash Hashlama of Yom Kippur. You were like Malachim. You're still like Malachim. We're still Malachim for forever. And then once you get into Adar and Purim and Nisa forever, Mamash the biggest tzaddikim ever. So the Yesod, the Torah is telling us over here is, take Tu B'Shvat, believe that deep down inside have been rejuvenated. Maybe you can't see it yet, but you know who does see it? The Eibishter sees it. The Eibishter sees it, and you know who else sees it? I see it. How? Through my eyes of belief. I'm a maimed that I've been renewed today. I'm maimed that this is Rosh Hashanah Leilon. I've been ki adam eitzasodeh. I'm not the same fellow I was yesterday. I'm a brand new Yid. My insides are burning for the Eibishter, and I hope and I pray that our insides should slowly make that change within us, that you'll be able to see it on the outside in all our actions, and take that take that Elon, take that Tu B'Shvat, and go fight them all. They can tell them that we're going to be the best Yid yet, because the deep inside we're so ischachut, so reborn, so renewed. A whole new year of bracha, a whole new year of atzlacha, a whole new year of geula. Amen.
Amen.
That's a good thing. That's that. Yeah.